Hello and welcome along to Far from the Truth. This is now episode 4. Obviously been a long, feels like a long week away since last week.
Yeah,
Um,
this week's kind of just feels like a while back since the last episode. So much has happened. Obviously,
yeah.
we've had the international break. Um, we've had England play. Then
hmm
we had some big Premier League fixtures,
Yeah.
which was good. And yeah, we're back around to episode 4.
hmm
And thank you guys for watching and all the support we're getting. It's been
Yeah.
unreal so far. And we're going to cover a few topics in today's show, go over a few of our predictions from last week, see who comes out on top in that one, and talk about the big Champions League fixtures. So,
Absolutely.
100%. So, I think we should just go straight into last week's Premier League fixtures and want to get your thoughts on what happened and yeah, bro.
I think obviously the best place to start is probably the early kickoff on the Saturday, which was obviously Arsenal at home to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, it was indeed.
Um, 3-0, which convinced win. Obviously, it's Ange's first game.
Yeah.
I didn't see. Was he on the touchline? Was he in the stands?
Yeah, he was on the touchline.
Yeah.
It was his first game. He did some interviews as well leading up to the game. I think he
Mm,
obviously said that he'd only had a few days to play
yeah.
with to coach the team. So it was very much he just wanted to do what he just wanted to keep it similar to what they already knew, bro.
Well, didn't obviously
Sorry,
go
my
to
cat's just come across the podcast screen.
no technical glitch.
Yeah, trust.
Um,
New member
yeah.
of the Far from the Truth podcast. But yeah,
But
what was your thoughts on that Arsenal game? Obviously, it was
uh,
quite a convincing result from Arsenal.
yeah, it was. I think one of the more convincing victories of the weekend, along with probably Man City. Um, so yeah, I think you could see obviously Eze started,
Yeah,
and you could sort of see the impact from the wingers. Eze Madueke, who's been on quite a good run of form. He hasn't got the assists and goals yet.
no,
Obviously scored for England in the week against Serbia, but he played really well. Eze, I think it was literally I think it was from David Raya to Calafiori, clip over the top to Eze, one touch, and then Gyökeres is there to finish again. So it's efficient, exactly. It's efficient football. I still think there's a bit more to come from Arsenal, but at home against a mid-table team, what Forest are probably going to be this season, especially under
mm,
Ange now. Um, it was job well done, and move on to the next game.
yeah. I feel like this game was very much about Arsenal's new signings.
Mm,
I mean, Zubimendi with a beautiful volley from the edge
yeah.
of the box, unbelievable technique. I think he had one just afterwards that he tried something similar and it was quite
Yeah.
close again. So he's obviously feeling that technique in that game. And I think I just want to touch on Noni Madueke in that
Yeah.
game because that might be the most electric performance I have seen from an Arsenal winger in a
Mm,
very long time. Like every time he got the ball, he was so positive. He was running at his man, trying to create something,
yeah.
putting crosses in, just getting to that byline and he caused Nottingham Forest so many problems.
Mm,
And then on the other side, you had Eze,
yeah.
who got his assist and he did what he needed to do and showed us little glimpses and little flicks.
Mm,
Seems to have quite a good relationship with Gyökeres as well,
yeah.
starting to form. And as an Arsenal fan, it was so good to see that ball over from Calafiori,
Mm,
just a first time ball
yeah.
across to Victor Gyökeres. And it was a really positive result for Arsenal. And I actually enjoyed watching the game, which
Yeah.
didn't happen
Yeah.
very often last year.
No, it didn't. And even so far this season, we haven't really. Obviously, we saw the Leeds game, but it hasn't been like the most enjoyable football to watch.
Mm.
Obviously, like the labelers sort of set pieces and stuff like that, which is part of the game, and why not take advantage of it? I think we're seeing a lot of teams now, sort of with the throw-ins now. Like a lot of teams are putting the ball in the box with throw-ins, like long throws,
Mm.
which I think is good. Like if you've got some height and you've got people in the box, like
Yeah,
it could bounce anywhere, and you never know what's going to happen. So, but yeah, it was good to see. We got the ball down. We had a bit of attacking intent. So that was good. And then I guess obviously moving on slightly to Saturday. Obviously we had the
so
uh
yeah, after Arsenal, it was we had the 3 o'clock fixtures. I feel like
hmm
the the big results were probably Bournemouth getting a win at Brighton, which is
yeah,
which was is kind of like a top half of the table clash that from last season.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
it's a European fight.
yeah,
And obviously Semenyo getting a winning goal again.
yeah,
Uh,
penalty.
and
What a
yeah,
season he's having so far.
absolutely. I mean, obviously you got pipped to the August Player of the Month against I think Jack Grealish won it.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's been performing really really well this season.
do you know what he's top class, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
powerful, can play on both sides. I mean,
mm,
that goal he scored against Liverpool in the
yeah.
opening game of the season, where he just, you just saw his power and then his finishing ability as well.
Carried the ball the whole way,
Mm.
and I think like the first season he signed, I don't know if he signed like mid-season, but like you could see he sort of like obviously was just adjusting to the league, and like I think like he struggled a little bit, but since then he's just been like he's got better and then better again, and this season I think we'll probably see like the best of him this season.
Yeah, I think this might be. He had a brilliant season last year as well, but
Mm.
this might be the season that we see at another level. Do you know who he reminds me a little bit of, bro?
Mm.
He reminds me of if Drogba was a winger.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like he's just got that. He bullies people, doesn't he? A bit like Drogba, and the
yeah,
way he finishes, he just takes no prisoners,
yeah.
just smashes it into the back of the net.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, I think over the next couple of years you'll see even, obviously once he's getting into his prime, I think you'll probably see even more from him. And I can see a big club coming in for him in the summer, if
Yeah,
January.
I
So
can see that too. Yeah,
we'll see what happens there. Newcastle, did they play on Saturday?
yeah. Played on Saturday against Wolves at St James's Park,
Yeah,
and
Walter.
Walter with a
Yeah,
debut goal. I mean, it was important for Newcastle to get the win there.
yeah,
No
they need.
matter
Yeah.
it didn't matter how they won.
Mm.
They just needed to get their first 3 points on the and a goal.
Yeah.
Important from their new man because they've had
Mm.
so much turmoil over Isak and the fact that Walter hit the ground running. I think Wissa was injured as well. I think he got injured on international duty.
Oh, right.
Um,
Okay.
so very important that they're you know
Yeah.
it looks like he's probably going to be their starting striker.
Yeah.
Um, Another team I wanted to touch on, 0 goals. I think they're the only team in the top flight in English football. I mean, in the top 7 leagues that
Mm.
are yet to score this season, which is Aston Villa.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe that they still haven't scored.
I
Uh,
know.
with
That's some stat,
the
isn't it?
yeah, yeah, with the attacking talent that they have,
Mm.
to still not have scored is for Emery is quite right. You wouldn't have put them at the start of the season to sort of be in this sort of position. Obviously, we're still only a few games in,
Yeah,
but even now you're falling 6 to 9 points behind, and you've got to catch that up, and unless you start scoring and playing well over the next few weeks, then you're going to be in trouble. So yeah, they do need to sort something out as soon as possible.
they definitely do. And then on to a London derby. Well, there are 2 London derbies
Mm.
in the late kickoffs on Saturday.
Yeah.
Tottenham against West Ham. 3-0 for Tottenham. I mean, I don't know if that's Tottenham looking good or West Ham being absolutely shocking. Again, they conceded from a couple set pieces in that game, and I
Yeah.
think Christian Romero had. I want to. I want to touch on VAR getting involved in the
Okay.
first Christian Romero goal because I feel that they were both kind of battling for the ball,
Mm,
and I think it was. I think it was a bit harsh to be disallowed. I didn't see anything wrong with what Romero did,
yeah.
and
Yeah. No, I do agree with you. Obviously, if any of you haven't seen it, just go check the highlights on Sky Sports. I
yeah,
think.
give it and feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments if you think
Yeah.
I'm wrong or.
But
Uh,
I think touching on that game, I think it's a bit of both. Like Tottenham do look good this season. Well, they
mhm.
look better. Obviously, they're a lot more organised. I think they've kept a couple of clean sheets already this season. And obviously they're scoring goals. Javi Simmons looked quite good. I thought. I was quite excited to see what he was like in the Prem.
Yeah,
And he looks quite good. Um, so I think they'll be all right this year. Obviously, I think I said in my I think it was our first episode or something like that. I said
you
that
see
they
them top four, don't you?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a good shout. I mean,
Yeah,
they
so
look hard to break down. If they can keep everyone fit, they've got a good starting 11. The
yeah,
quality
yeah,
defenders. They've now added some quality up top. I mean, Kudus looks a baller. He's
yeah,
so strong, direct.
mm,
And now they've added Simmons and they've got Kolo Muani to come in, and they seem like they've got a decent squad.
yeah,
Also, Joao Pellinia, they've got him as their
yeah,
CDM, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
seems like a real leader.
mm,
You know,
yeah,
he received the ball when no one else wants to receive the ball and gets them moving forward. And I
yeah,
saw him against PSG actually. He was on the side towards the end of the game where he came off, and he was shouting directions at the his fellow teammates, and I think that's a good thing really, and it's probably good to have that type of direction on the pitch.
it didn't work in that game, but yeah, I
It
get what
didn't
you're
work in that. Yeah.
saying. So I had to put that in there, but yeah, no, I do agree. I think he's a good player. I think Fulham missed him when he left and went to Bayern.
Yeah,
Obviously it didn't work out for him there, and I'm glad. I want to see the best players in the Premier League, so it's good. It's good to obviously see him back, and playing well. To be fair, and then I guess the last game, was
Brentford Chelsea,
yes, yes, it was
another
indeed,
London derby.
and I think Chelsea thought they snatched a winner.
I think Moises Caicedo thought he'd scored a screamer to win it.
And then it was
If
all
only Garnacho had tracked his man at the back post.
absolutely sleeping at the back post. I mean, no, these things happen,
They
and
do.
he's not a defender by trade. So I guess there's, me and you have played football before, and I'm sure that there's been times where we've sort of missed someone or someone's run off the back of us and something like that. So these things do happen, and it's elite level football. If you're going to get punished if that happens to you.
You are. And I think it doesn't look good for Garnacho in his
No,
first
of course not. No.
coming from Man United. Like he did make a good big impact on the game. Actually, he did all right when he came on. He was very direct. I think he had a part to play in the Caicedo goal. I think it came from his side.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's just one as a Chelsea fan. You're going to be pulling your hairs out because it was so avoidable in the last minute, long throw,
Yeah.
and I feel Brentford caused them problems with their set pieces all game,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's a tough one, especially losing so late. Well, conceding so late. Uh,
Yeah, and I think Chelsea see it as obviously 2 points dropped, especially from
mm,
sort of, I think any game that you're winning in the 90th minute plus, if you're not taking all 3 points, you're going to see it as points dropped. So
yeah,
yeah, it's not ideal for them, but I mean, they haven't looked great all season. I've watched a couple of their
they've been winning. They've been finding ways to win,
games.
but
Yeah, and
they haven't been decisive. And got a question for you.
mm,
They've obviously played none of the teams they've played finished in the top half of the table, so they've
yeah,
probably had the easiest start of all the big teams so far.
yeah,
So and they're on 8 points.
Mm,
Out of apart from Fulham, actually, Fulham probably did
mm.
Fulham finish in the top half.
Yeah, I finished 10th.
Okay. Um, so is that a good start for Chelsea, considering who they played?
I mean, I guess obviously they're betting in a lot of new players. Their defense and their goalkeeper still, I think, a big issue for them. That's probably why they've conceded some of the goals they've conceded. Um, and I'm not going to say they've been fortunate. You know, it is what it is with like VAR and goals and stuff like that. It comes in swings and roundabouts, but um, I think a couple of their goals they could probably think, oh, we probably got away with one there. So I think they'll get better. They've got too many good players not to get better and to play well and to score goals. I don't think that's going to be their problem. I think it's just keeping goals out of their net, which is probably
Yeah,
going to.
I feel like the glaring holes in their team is the goalkeeper and defence, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you look at their two centre backs, and it's not quite at the level of a Liverpool, Arsenal,
No.
even Tottenham. Would you say Tottenham, Romero, and Van de Ven
Mate,
walk into that Chelsea team?
yeah, mate, they're
That,
they're a very good partnership, mate. Yeah, they're a very very good partnership. So, yeah, I think Chelsea's still got some work to do, but I mean they're still up there, and I think they'll stay up there, and they'll
yeah,
be defending. I guess it would just be interesting to see them when they play against a Tottenham or a Man City or a Liverpool or
yeah.
an
They haven't had it because they haven't had a serious test yet,
yeah.
and it's
So
going to be interesting to see where they're at.
absolutely,
Which leads us into Burnley, Liverpool.
yes,
Burnley almost got a point.
Burnley did
Keyword
point.
almost, but yet again they found a way to win.
Absolutely, and all the Liverpool fans will say, that's what champions do, etc., etc., which is absolutely fine. And they have won two Premier Leagues over the last, I don't know, 6, 7, whatever years it is. So yeah, that is what champions do.
Yeah,
However, you eventually you can't keep
can't
doing.
keep getting away with that.
No matter what, some people, oh yeah, they can, but eventually you're gonna have to play better than they're playing. Um,
Let me ask you a question. If you were a Liverpool fan,
mm,
how would you be feeling after these first four games? I know it's hard to say, but try to put yourself in a Liverpool fan's shoes. Obviously, they've got four wins from four, but
mm.
the performances haven't been convincing. Do you think it's a case of they haven't clicked yet, or do you think this is as good as it gets for Liverpool?
I think if I was a Liverpool fan, I think like I'd be happy. Look, we're top of the league. We've got 12 points out of 12. We're 3 points clear of Arsenal. Um, we've scored a lot of goals, but we've conceded probably too many, and we're winning games too controversially in terms of like you want to be put some of the teams. Burnley they played Bournemouth, who are a good team, but at home Liverpool should be putting them to bed. They should be putting Burnley to bed. Um, so
Newcastle, Newcastle were down to 10 men.
yeah, well, exactly, yeah, and they struggled there. The best they've played all season was against Arsenal, and they still neither team played that well.
Hmm.
So I'd be happy, but I'd also think we're bedding in a lot of new players. Um, we've still got
East,
East come in,
Isak to come in.
so
What
I guess
happens to
that as well.
Ekatike? What happens to Ekatike? Does he miss out? Does he go onto the left?
I think I
Does he
think
play 4-4-2? Does Verts get dropped? Does he get, or does Gakpo get dropped? Does Verts go on the left? Two up front?
I I think Gakpo probably gets dropped. Akatike on the left, and then see how that goes. But I think Gakpo can probably fight his way back into the team. And obviously, they're probably going to be playing between 50 and 70 games this season, so they're going to need all the players, and it's competition for places, just like it will be when Saka comes back, when Saliba comes back. Mosquera's been playing well, and stuff like that. So I think every team that's going to be playing 50, 60, 70 games this season is going to need that. So, but yeah, eventually Liverpool will need to start playing better.
Yeah, yeah. I'm worried about Liverpool.
Yeah,
If I was a Liverpool fan, I would have concerns, and I'm saying this from a complete. I'm being unbiased here. I'm looking at it factually. I'm
yeah,
worried about their squad.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, one injury to Kanate or Van Dijk, you got
mm,
Joe Gomez coming in.
mm,
An injury to midfield, you could probably cover with Soboslai and Curtis Jones. That's probably the area that has got the most depth. But
yeah,
if Salah gets injured, and he's going to the Africa Cup of Nations as well. Who's playing right wing?
yeah,
Left wing, maybe Ekatike can cover Gakpo if
mm,
he's injured. But I just don't see any real quality and depth in that squad. They've sold Harvey Elliott.
yeah. And I
Luis
think
Diaz is gone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh yeah, we'll move Ekatike to." I've obviously I never watched him when he was at Frankfurt or when he was at PSG before, but I've never seen him play on the left, so I don't even know
No.
if he play there. Um, and how's that going to affect his game? So it'd be interesting to see. Obviously when they play their next game, I'm sure Isak will be on the
Yeah.
bench or starting potentially. So we'll see how they play.
No doubt their starting 11 is good enough to win the league, but
Oh,
my doubts are is their squad.
yeah.
And I mean, Liverpool fans, if you disagree with me,
Mm,
fair, fair play. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
yeah.
Um, but anyway, that leads us on to the Manchester derby, bro.
Yeah.
And I think Manchester City showed their noisy neighbours who was boss, didn't they?
They did absolutely, and obviously, I don't know if you heard the news about Ricky Hatton
Oh, yeah.
away.
So sad, man.
Yeah, obviously,
What a legend.
absolutely a big Manchester icon. Obviously a big Man City fan, so I'm sure he would have been happy with
Yeah.
that performance. But in terms of the game, man, I've seen. So I watched a bit of the game. I've watched sort of the extended highlights, and I've seen some sort of like clips on Instagram and stuff like that. And man, some of the defensive positions that United found themselves in when they were 2-0 down, and there was no one back, and Haaland's running clear through, and I was like, it just doesn't make sense.
No.
I
I
just
mean, Man City just fair play to Pep Guardiola because he just overloaded that midfield. He recognised that look, the way to get at United is runners through the midfield. They had Bruno Fernandes in there
yeah,
and Ugarte, and Phil Foden had a quality game,
mm,
and Rodri just bossed it. Reinders looked good, and they just played through United, and they
mm,
made it actually look quite easy in the end, and
yeah,
it was a real dominant win. Poor performances from United. I mean, Doku sent Luke Shaw to the shops. Wow.
yeah,
Um, and I think Haaland also kind of put a stamp on
mm,
why he's probably the best centre forward on the planet.
yeah.
Uh, Still,
And I saw a stat as well. He's now scored the most goals in Manchester derbies out of everyone, and he's only been here for 3 seasons.
which is crazy. I have a question on that because I did see the same stat.
Yeah.
Do you think it? Obviously, he's got the record now, but considering how far apart United and City are now,
Mm.
is it as impressive as maybe an Aguero getting that many goals or a Rooney? Because when
Yeah.
Aguero was there, United
They.
were battling for the title, and
Yeah.
since then United have been poor, and City have given them some hidings.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you, and I think that does obviously come into it. United leagues off of what they used to be. When they had like the Rooneys and Ferdinand, Vidic, etc. So I guess obviously that's part of it, but it's still an amazing stat. And I think even if Haaland played back then,
He would have got goals.
he would have
He's
he
a
would have
goal machine.
he is, mate.
I liked his performance on the weekend. Because often you see Haaland, just playing in around the box, and I feel like he bullied defenders
Yeah.
against United, and it was after watching Gyökeres play against the Lit and Shaw, which they
Mm,
played very well against him. It was it was good to see Haaland, really stamp his authority on the league, and
yeah.
especially with Isak moving to Liverpool, I think he really,
Mm,
top goal scorer as well now in the league with 4 goals. So
yeah.
good performance.
Yeah. No, it was good, and I think obviously Man City will look to kick on. Obviously, their next game is against
That'll
Hard.
be. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Man City do in the next 2 games. They've got
Yeah.
Napoli in the champs and Arsenal at the Emirates. I think we'll see where they're at if
Yeah,
in the next couple games.
for
But
sure.
that's it really for the fixtures
Yep,
on the
it is.
weekend. It was good to have the Prem back,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to go over our predictions. If you
Yes.
watched our last episode, myself and Josh, we came up with some predictions of who was going to win,
I, I,
and
I don't remember what.
I can't remember either. But I know now because I've gone back through it, and
Yeah.
want to get your reaction live.
Let's go.
So Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. We both said an Arsenal win,
Yep.
so that's a tick. So we're not going to get any points for that.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth, Brighton.
Yeah.
You said Bournemouth win, and I
Yes.
said draw. So that's
Nice.
1 point to you.
Nice.
Um, Palace, Sunderland. You went for a bit of a
I think I
shock
went.
result here.
I
Do you
think I went
remember?
Sunderland win, didn't
You
I?
you went Sunderland, and I
Yeah.
went Palace. So you're still in the lead.
Okay. Yeah. 0-0.
Everton, Villa. Do you remember what you said?
I feel like I want to say Everton for this game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You said Everton, and I actually went for a draw. So
Right.
it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Fulham, Leeds. We both said a Fulham win.
Mm-hmm.
And then Newcastle, Wolves. We both said Newcastle.
Yeah. Makes sense.
West Ham v Spurs.
Don't remember what I put for this one.
You went for quite a controversial one here and went West Ham after their good performance at Nottingham Forest.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah.
and I went with Spurs with that one. So
Okay.
that 2-1.
That is 2-1. Yeah.
And then Chelsea Brentford.
Don't know what I put for that.
You said Chelsea would just have enough.
They
And
nearly did.
they nearly did.
Yeah.
And I actually said I saw a 2-2 draw. So I want
Okay.
to pat myself on the back for. I should have been some cookies with it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I got that one. And
Nice.
then Liverpool Burnley.
I feel like I went controversial here.
No, you went
Did I go?
Liverpool.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
And I went controversial and went Burnley. So that's
That's
3-2.
3-2. Yeah.
And then City v United.
I think. From what I remember, we both went United with this one, didn't we?
We both got it horribly wrong.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So basically, don't take any of our predictions and
Yeah.
think you're gonna win any money.
No,
Is
absolutely
my
not. But
recommendation.
we'll do it again for this week in a bit.
Yeah, we'll do it again for this week, and I'm sure it's gonna chop and change. It was 3-2, so pretty
Yeah.
close to be honest. None of us really ran away with it.
No, and obviously, you've won the quiz and you've won the first round of this as well. So you're
I'm the VAR from the Truth champ at the moment, mate.
absolutely. We need to get a guest on soon, and we'll test them.
Yeah, we'll have to test their knowledge, see how they get on. But yeah, mate. So Champions League's back.
So
You
excited, man.
excited?
I'm repping the Inter Milan kit at the moment.
Yeah,
Um, just yeah, it's my favorite competition.
100%.
Think
There's just nothing else like it.
no, and I think no matter what team I was to support, into if I was an Arsenal fan or a Liverpool fan or Inter Milan fan, whatever fan I was, if my team was in the Champions League, in my opinion, I think I'd rather them win the Champions League than the domestic league. That's just how I feel. Um, I guess obviously a
Yeah.
part of that is maybe because Arsenal have never won it. Maybe I kind of, but I just love the Champions League. I love the drama, especially in the knockout rounds. I think I think it's the best competition.
It's just where the best play. And I
Yeah.
mean, as a kid, we always grew up watching the Champions League
Mm.
and, looking at it through rose tinted glasses, really. And
Yeah.
because it was just, we saw Messi, we saw Ronaldo, we saw Zidane,
Yeah.
we saw some of the best games ever and the best teams ever. And it's
Mm.
just so exciting to watch the best teams around Europe face each other
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I
see
think
who comes out on top, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's what I like about this new league phase that they're doing. Like, obviously everyone's split into pots, and you play 8 games instead of 6.
Mm.
And also you're sort of guaranteed to get
Some big teams.
like maybe like 3 or even 4 like big teams. Obviously we'll go through some of the fixtures of game week 1 in a minute. But yeah, I do really like this new format, to be honest.
100%. It was exciting last year, wasn't it? And it was
Mm.
crazy to see PSG, who really struggled in the
Yeah,
league, come
yeah,
out, knock Liverpool out, who smashed the league,
yeah,
and go on to win it. So it just shows that anything can happen in this
yeah.
Champions League, and we saw some great games.
Yeah, I think it's just about timing. It's just about when you click into gear, which obviously PSG managed to do sort of
Yeah.
from around the 16 onwards. And I think like I mean I was going to ask you a question like, would you bring back the away goal rule or do you like it how it is now?
Hmm.
'Cause
I do think it made the knockout leg really exciting last year, not having the away goal rule.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we like that game, that Inter Barca.
Exactly, yeah. Because I think with a game like that, if the away goal rule was on, like I don't think both teams like go for it as much.
No, it's yeah. I feel like the away goal rule can make teams a lot more conservative and
It's
be
quite it's quite a defensive like thing. Like you've got the away goal, so you know they've got to score 2, so you sort of sit back and like so I think I prefer it without. Um and obviously we'll see how
there's
this
some great memories of the away goal.
Yeah, of course.
But I do. I'll be interested to see how. I'll be interested to see how it gets on.
Mm, for sure. But we'll run through some of the games quickly.
Yeah,
Um Obviously Arsenal up against Bilbao tomorrow. Let's go Bilbao away.
yeah,
So obviously that'd be a big game. What are your thoughts on that?
yeah. I think it's going to be it's an away game. The atmosphere in Spain, it's going to be bouncing there, and I think it's going to be a good test for Arsenal. I
Yeah,
mean, I think Arsenal will probably get a result there,
yeah,
but I think Arsenal will be okay in that game.
yeah. And I
What
think
about you? It's an early kickoff as well. That's at 5:45.
Yeah, and I think as well, like for every team, it's important to sort of obviously get your points on the board early. You don't want to leave it to the last 3 or 4 games to sort of start getting your points on the board. So if you can win your first sort of 2 or 3 games, then you're almost placing yourself at least in that sort of playoff round. So I think it's important for all these teams to get off well. Obviously, the next game we've highlighted is Madrid against Marseille.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously, Mason Greenwood playing for Marseille. Bit of obviously a controversial name for obvious reasons in England now. But looking like he's playing well for Marseille. And obviously it'd be interesting to see what Madrid are like. I think Jude's back now. Camavinga's back. So it'd be interesting to see
Going
Madrid
to be
and
interesting to see Madrid because obviously last year was bad for them. They
yeah,
had their probably worst season in a very long time for Madrid in terms of league and Champions League.
yeah,
Obviously, with a big star like Mbappe coming in, it's
mm,
going to be interesting to see what Xavi Alonso does, how he addresses those issues,
yeah,
um, and this is going to be our real first glimpse of Madrid against Marseille. I do think they'll win that. It's at home.
yeah,
Um, then yeah, so but it's going to be good to see how what Xavi Alonso does. There was a lot of talk about Rodrigo leaving.
mm,
How is he going to fit all these big names in that team
yeah.
and keep them all happy?
Yeah,
So
which is very similar to the Liverpool sort of dilemma at the moment. Obviously, they're going to be playing against Atletico Madrid, which is notoriously a difficult game. Diego Simeone's, been there sort of what 10, 15 years now.
that's going to be a good game, and I think that's going to be a good. It's going to be a big test for Liverpool, see where they're at, and a big test
Yeah,
for Atletico Madrid. Obviously, that's a bit of a old school defense against attack, really,
yeah,
when you think about it. But both top quality teams. I think Liverpool are at Anfield, so
mm,
they probably got the edge and can see Isak being
yeah,
involved in that game for sure.
absolutely. Obviously, we've got a repeat of the 2012 Champions League final with Bayern Munich against
Mm.
Chelsea.
I
Obviously,
think
Chelsea.
that's my standout fixture for the
Mm,
for this round. I think
yeah,
that's such a big game, and it's
and
gonna
it'd be good to see Chelsea back in the Champions League. I want to see how they play.
yeah.
Because obviously, they won the Conference League last season. We've seen how they played so far in the league, so I think it'd be a good test for them to see, where they're at against, Europe's best teams. Because Bayern look like they are on fire. They're just scoring goals for fun.
Bayern
Um,
look like Bayern look like I knew you predicted Bayern to win the champs this year as well,
yeah, yeah,
and that's not a bad pick.
mm,
That is not a bad pick, and
yeah,
they look like the addition of Luis Diaz, Harry Kane's on fire.
mm,
Elise, what a player!
yeah,
Strengthened at the back as well.
yeah,
It's going to be interest. That's going to be a very interesting game, and we'll see. I mean, Chelsea beat PSG in the Club World Cup. Can they
yeah.
go to the can they go to Bayern and win?
Absolutely. Obviously, one of the next games we've got is the return of Kevin De Bruyne to the Etihad against Man City.
Mm.
Now with Napoli. Obviously, Rasmus Højlund scored the other day for Napoli.
Yeah, he did. He did.
um, obviously he's playing well. Tom,
Imagine he can you imagine he becomes a 30 goal? He scores 30 goals this season for Napoli.
mate, you know what I seen just before we came on was Andre Onana's first game for Trabzonspor, and
Oh,
he saved like he made like bare saves and like I don't think they
did
can.
it?
Yeah, yeah, smash.
Club's cursed, bro. The club is
Yeah,
cursed.
I
I don't
know.
know what they put in their tap water, but you know,
Yeah,
Benjamin Sesko's 0-4 now, isn't he?
he is
Or
indeed.
0, so they must be putting something in that tap water for all these players to kind of flop. But
Mad. Yeah, it's
and
mad.
then we got Newcastle Barca at St James's Park.
No, that would be a really, really big game. I think Newcastle will. I think a lot of people will potentially see Barcelona sort of walking all over them, but I think at St James's with the atmosphere
Tough,
and with the
tough
players that
place
they've
to
got,
go.
they'll get
Do you
stuck in.
remember? Do you remember a few years back when Newcastle slapped PSG up
Yeah, 4-1.
at
Yeah,
St James's Park? Like, absolutely
yeah,
played them off the park.
yeah. And I
Mm.
think Newcastle's best chance is to not necessarily like bully them, but like just be that physical prem team.
Yeah.
Um, and like to not let Barca keep the ball on the floor all the time. Get those set pieces and get the ball in the box. Like, why not? You've got a 6'6" Walter Mada. Get the ball in the box. Get it on his head.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Do you know what clash I'm looking forward to seeing in that game is? Lamine Yamal against Tino Livramento, because
Yeah,
Livramento's good one-on-one defender.
yeah,
Um, Played really well against Mo Salah a few times last season. I've
yeah.
seen him play well against Saka and Martinelli as well. So
Mm.
I'm interested to see how Livramento does against Yamal. I think that's going to be a test for him, and
I think
he's
another,
someone. Yeah.
yeah, I think another good clash is Guimaraes against Pedri in the midfield.
Yes, that
That
is. There's
that's
good clashes all over the park there, isn't there?
yeah, absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to that game. I rate Newcastle. I like the way they always show up for these big games as well, especially at St James's Park, and I think that might be a potential banana peel for
Yeah,
Barcelona.
for sure. Obviously, Rashford coming back to England, so
Mm,
I think he got an assist the other day, his first assist for Barca. So
nice. I do see him doing well there.
I do, yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. I think he'll do well, and yeah, it'd be good to
Probably
see him.
needs a little bit of time to just adjust to how they play, but I think he'll be he's a class player and he's got the ability to create moments, and I think
Yeah,
Barcelona have that all over the park really, and I think he'll be a good player for them for sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, Champions League back, and then just want to finish off on another round of predictions really for next week's
Yes, I'm gonna try and
games.
win it
Some
this time.
big yeah, there's some big games next week. I think firstly Liverpool Everton 12:30
Oh,
kickoff
that's perfect, is it?
at Anfield,
Oof.
the Merseyside derby.
Yeah. Nice to have one so early in the season. Oh, Everton have been playing well, to be fair, but their record at Anfield is
Shocking.
abysmal. Yeah, it's absolutely abysmal. So I can probably only see a Liverpool win there, to be honest. As good as Everton have been playing, I'm going to go for a Liverpool win.
I promise I don't have my Arsenal hat on.
Yeah,
Do you know what's going to end up happening? I'm just going to predict against Liverpool every single. No,
yeah.
I'm joking. No, I do. I see a 2-1 Everton win. I don't know why. I
Okay.
just got a feeling Mr. Grealish might have a little part to play, and I can see an Everton upset there, big
Mm,
time. I don't
mm.
know why. Probably be wrong. Probably rue it. Probably get laughed at again. But
Well, we'll
yeah,
see.
we'll see. I'm going Everton.
Hmm?
3 o'clock kickoffs. Got Brighton Spurs. Brighton are at home.
I'm going to go for a Spurs win there.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Hmm.
Now, this one's interesting. This one's hard to call, actually. Burnley, Nottingham Forest. Burnley are at home.
Mm. I'm going to go for a Nottingham Forest win. I was going to say a draw, but um, I think with the attacking football that Ange likes to play, and I just think Nottingham Forest have too many better players than Burnley to
Yeah.
not be able to win. So I'm going to go for a Nottingham Forest win. But
Mm.
I can see it going like either any way.
Mm. I'm not confident about this one. I'm gonna go with a Burnley win. I
Okay.
think that I think after what happened against Liverpool, it might
Yeah.
give them a kick up the arse and they might put in a good performance.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not confident with that one.
Mm.
Um, Next is West Ham United against Crystal Palace. West Ham are at home.
Um, I've got to say Crystal Palace because West Ham are just. I thought maybe they might have sort of kicked on after that 3-0
Mm.
Forest a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously I know they played against Spurs. It's not an easy game, but they just got
It's
ripped apart again, and
yeah.
I
It's
think
just the way their heads go down as soon as they go
yeah,
down. You
and
know,
I think Crystal Palace are too good defensively. With Gahey, Lacroix,
good at
Munoz.
set pieces as well. Palace
Yeah,
and West Ham have
exactly.
conceded a lot. I think they've
Yeah,
conceded the most set piece goals this season by quite a bit.
Yeah. So
Um,
Crystal Palace win.
yeah, we got another relegation. Well, I'm not saying the last one was a relegation clash, but Wolves Leeds. That's going to be a
That's a tough one to call, actually.
yeah,
Um, I'm going to go for an away win, for a Leeds win there.
yeah.
Yeah, I think even though Wolves are at home, I think Leeds are a tough team. Sean Longstaff looks quite good in midfield.
Hmm.
That they look tough. I know Arsenal beat them quite convincingly, but they look quite tough to beat. So yeah, I think
They do. They look good, Leeds. I like. I quite like the way they're
yeah.
playing.
So I'm going to go for a Leeds away win.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I just
Yeah,
think Wolves and West Ham might go down this season.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Wolves, I think Wolves haven't won yet, have they?
Don't think so. Yeah,
No. Then this is an interesting game next. We've got United against Chelsea at Old Trafford. It's a tough game for
Mhm.
both.
I'm going to go for a draw. I can see a draw all over that. Um, yeah, I'm going for a draw.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a United.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a United win.
Hmm.
I just I think if they don't, I think that might be if Chelsea win, that might be the end of Amnarim.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah,
Just I think it might be the result that really starts the Amnarim out movement
yeah.
because you can't lose. I know it's two tough games at City, but it's the manner in which they lost. They got battered, and I think I am expecting to see some reaction. I have seen something a little bit different from United this season,
Mm,
and I feel like if Amrim keeps being stubborn and playing Bruno Fernandes in centre midfield, I think that might be
mm,
that might be the decision that gets
yeah.
him sacked because he just doesn't track his man.
No, no, and I don't know why he doesn't try Cobby there.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I saw the difference when Cobby came on against City. They were actually playing through. Bruno was playing as a 10. I just don't see where he fits into that United team now at all.
it's
I
almost
think
like they should have cashed in on that 100 million.
100%.
They should have. Obviously, I get he is their best player, but in the system he doesn't fit.
He
So
doesn't fit that system. He doesn't.
so
And
unless you play him as that, how Mason Mount played in the first game against Arsenal. Unless you play him in that hole, but then you bought Benjamin Sesko for nothing. So,
exactly.
so you almost kind of have to say, right, Fernandez, thank you, but you've got to move on.
100. I can see that happening in January.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, that leads us on to 8 o'clock kickoff. Fulham at home against Brentford.
Fulham win.
I'm
Yeah.
going for I'm going for a draw.
Okay.
I see a draw in that one. Right. So 3 games on the Sunday.
Hmm.
Got Bournemouth, Newcastle. Bournemouth away. I mean, Bournemouth are at home. Newcastle are headed down to them.
Long journey for those away fans.
Yeah, it's about far south as south gets for them, doesn't it? Isn't it?
Um, I think I can see a big performance from Semenyo, etc. Um, but obviously, then on the other hand, you've got Walter Mada. I don't know when Wissa's back, but um, it's a tough one to call. To be fair, so I think
Yeah.
I'm going for a draw again.
I'm going to go for a Newcastle win.
Okay.
Um, I just feel that, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm feeling a Newcastle win there.
Hmm.
And then Sunderland against Aston Villa. Will Villa get their first goal of the season?
Oh,
Sunderland are at home, Stadium of Light.
It's almost like every week I'm like, oh, Villa will score this week, and then I'm like, oh, Villa will
Yeah.
score this week, and then I think they will score this week, but whether they'll win, I'm gonna
Tough
go.
place to go, Stadium of Light. It's a tough
Yeah,
place to go.
I'm gonna go for a Sunderland win here.
You're liking Sunderland this season.
I am, man. Yeah, I do like them. I do like
Yeah.
the team.
I've just for the sake of winning, I've got to take the gamble
Yeah,
and
fair.
and and go for the Villa win.
Okay.
I don't know how to call that game, but you'd like to think Villa have got to get up and running,
Yeah,
as you said.
yeah, you do, you do.
Um, so yeah, I think Villa might find a goal from somewhere,
Mm.
and that may leaves the big one. This this fixture last season, 5-1 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, it
Is it
was.
going to be more of the same, or is Erling Haaland going to have a say in this game?
No, I don't. I don't think it'll be more of the same. I think they've probably learnt from that, and they're not in as bad a position as they were at the time. You know,
No.
they were sort of coming off a bad run of results, and then that game happened, and they kept having bad results. So, whereas this time around, it's still early in the season, and they've had a couple of good results, etc. So, I don't think it'd be more of the same. It'll be a very good game, to see where both teams are at. Um, I think Arsenal have enough to get over the line. Like I think in seasons gone by, I've been so worried about playing against Manchester City, um, and I'm not that worried again. I know obviously we can still lose. Arsenal can still lose to Manchester City. That's always an option because they
Yeah.
have players, but I'm not necessarily worried about playing against them. So I'm gonna say an Arsenal win there.
Yeah, it's a tough one to call, isn't it?
Mm,
The thing is, in your head, you think back to City beating Arsenal and always having their number,
yeah.
and I think Arsenal might. I think this is going to be Victor Gyökeres coming out party.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
think he's going to get his goal against a top team. He scored a hat trick against them, against Man City in the Champions League. I see City scoring.
Mm,
I see City scoring. Um, but I think Arsenal might be a little bit too much for them. I think they struggled a little bit when United were on the ball defensively, gave away some chances. I
mm,
think Saka will be back. I
mm,
think Eze as well. And I think our midfield and Rice, we'll see if Erdegaard's fit, and Zubimendi is going to be tough for them to play through us. That's where they're at their strongest, really. And I think
yeah.
we nullify them there. And I think Gyökeres might have a good game against those centre backs.
Mm,
I feel like that's mismatch. They're
yeah.
a bit slower. I think Gyökeres will get maybe even a couple goals. I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. I have to. I have to.
Nice.
Um, but yeah,
Is there one more game on the Monday?
nah.
No.
Championship.
Okay. Who are Liverpool playing? Did we do Liverpool?
Liverpool got Everton early
Oh,
kickoff.
yeah,
It's
cool.
also it's that's a must-win game for Arsenal.
Yeah. Well, it is, especially if Liverpool win, because then
If
you look.
Liverpool win that early kickoff
You're six
and
points behind, mate.
6 points behind, I know it's early on, but
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
tough. And I mean, I think pretty much every Arsenal fan might have like snapped your hand off if you'd have offered them 12 points
Mm.
in their first 5 games, considering the start that
Yeah.
we've had: United, City, Liverpool.
Yeah. For sure.
But we'll have to see. It's definitely going to be a big one.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of rounds it up for this week.
It does indeed. Another good episode.
Yeah, 100%. And
We're
there's
work.
so much. There's so much more to come from Far From the Truth.
Yes.
Um, we've been speaking quite a lot, and definitely the studio.
Mm.
The panelins arrived.
Yeah.
It's exciting. So yeah, we're gonna get shopping as well for some microphones and
Hmm.
good camera, so it
Yeah.
won't be this setup for much longer. And also, I think we've both spoken about doing some live game reactions and going live on YouTube,
Hmm.
um, TikTok as well after some of the big games, because it's always good to get your guys' input, how you're feeling. Always can get people on to talk about Liverpool fans to talk about games and other fans as well.
Exactly.
Um, so yeah, it's exciting times, and thank you for watching, and we'll
Thank
see
you.
you next week.
See you later.
See you in a bit.